All righty, so our story is Pause Power. Hi, my name is Gabe. This is my story about how I learned to stop letting other kids push my buttons. Most buttons are fun to push, but it's not fun when other people push my buttons. It used to happen to me all the time. Then I'd do stuff like yell or hit or run away or even cry. But it wasn't my fault. People made me mad. So I acted mad. Just like a few days ago, I was sitting in class listening to Miss Spencer explain that we were all going to be working with a partner for a research project. She said my partner was going to be Carter. My partner is always Carter. As soon as she said it, my buttons popped up. Big, flashing buttons. Carter hardly does any of the work, and he smells bad. I was thinking about this when Elliot bumped his elbow into me. He sits right next to me and never stays in his own space. My teacher says it's because he's left-handed and I'm right-handed, and sometimes we need the same elbow room. I think it happens because he's annoying. So when he bumped into me, he pushed my buttons. So I shoved Elliot's arm away and yelled, "Move over." Do you think that was the right thing for him to react?
No, that's mean.
Regardless of how much people push your buttons, is that appropriate?
No.
No,
Still.
not at all.
What's your button? Yeah.
Oh, yay, Anthony's joining us. Hi, Aunt.
Hey, Anthony.
We just started our story. All we did was we read the first page, and it's about when people push our buttons and how to use self-control and pause power. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Right away, Miss Spencer sent me to the cool down spot in our classroom. She told me to take some deep breaths. I didn't do it. I know that never works. While I was in the cool down spot, I saw a blue button on my arm. It had a face and it was looking at me. It said, "Hi, Gabe." I didn't say anything. Who talks to a talking button?
Can you show the pictures to us?
When I'm done reading the page, I'll show them, okay? The button said, "Looks like you're feeling kind of frustrated. This would be the perfect time to take some deep breaths." I rolled my eyes. The button said, "Go ahead and try it." There's the button. Was that long enough for everyone? Good? Okay.
Yeah.
I was annoyed, but I wanted the button to be quiet, so I tried it. Just like Miss Spencer taught me, I breathed in slowly through my nose and out through my mouth. Can everyone try that for me once? Ready? Kato, we got a full house today, folks. This is exciting.
Hello.
Hi, Kato.
Yay.
All right, buddy, we just started our story. All right, we're talking about Gabe, and Gabe gets his buttons pushed all the time. People are pushing his buttons. We're going to talk about staying calm and using pause power, okay? So the first thing he did, his button told him to take a deep breath in through his nose and out through his mouth. So we're all doing that. You ready? In. Hold it up there and out. That even makes me feel better. I love that. Okay. Then I took another deep breath. My buttons stopped flashing. They even started to shrink. And the button with the face started talking again. He said, "Hey, nice job. Can you tell the deep breaths are helping? My name is Preston, by the way." As in pressed on. Get it? I said, yeah, I've heard the jokes before. It used to bug me, but not anymore. Look, see, there's his button. And his button's getting smaller over here.
Yeah, super cool.
"Why are you here?" I asked. "I'm here to teach you about buttons. Haven't you heard you shouldn't let people push your buttons?" "Yes, my parents say that all the time, but I don't let people push them. They just do it," I said angrily. "Gabe, that's not really what your parents mean. They mean that how you react to someone else's actions is up to you. Sometimes you let other people's actions and words bother you so much that you make bad choices. When someone is pushing your buttons, you're the only one who decides how you're going to handle your feelings and how to behave." "But how do I make the right choice?" I asked. "You can pause and then decide what to do. It's called pause power." Give me one. Ready? Pause power, everyone. Pause power. Taking deep breaths, counting slowly, noticing how your body is feeling. All of these things help you pause and think. And the cool down spot is a tool, not a punishment. If you feel like you need some space to calm down, you can ask your teacher for time before you make a bad choice. He was right. Miss Spencer is always telling me I can ask for time to calm down if I need to. I took another deep breath and Preston disappeared. Feeling calm, I went back to my desk. I worked with Carter on our project, even though he still annoyed me.
Thank you for showing the picture.
You're welcome. There was a lot of work on that page.
Yeah, I didn't know if you didn't show the picture.
Well, thanks for reminding me. The next day, I was playing soccer at recess. The other team was winning. They kept bragging about it, and I felt so mad. Big buttons popped up and started flashing. I heard Michael say, "I think we're going to win. Gabe doesn't even know how to kick." Then his whole team started laughing. I felt like all my buttons were being pushed. I ran at Michael and knocked him down. He started to get up to fight me, but one of the teachers came over and yelled at us to stop. Do you think Gabe made the right choice by pushing him?
No.
No. Not at all. No. What could he have done? Kato, you're saying, yeah. Do you think it's right to put your hands on someone?
No, but still, like, someone laugh at me, I'd be like, don't mess with me, like, you don't do that.
So that's the feeling you might have, but should you react that way? No. What's an appropriate alternative, that the way you can react?
No, if someone really makes me mad, or they punch me or something, I'm coming at them.
Is that the right thing to do though? Do
Yeah.
two wrongs make it right? No. Troy, give me an example of a good way to react to that situation.
So here's what you could do. You could they say we're gonna win, and then you can just
Take deep breath.
or you can just you could just sit there and not respond to it and just calm and just don't care about that. You
Yeah.
can't
Your
you
posture
can't
and
do
wait and not respond. Jordan, you're 100% right. Take a deep breath. I love it. You can take a deep breath. Something I like to do, especially in sports, you know how they were playing soccer and he said, my team's gonna win. I would put that effort into my soccer game. I would play the hardest and best I could play to beat the other team. I would let his mean words that aren't very nice to say motivate me to do even better. Would anyone else do that? Yeah?
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah?
That's how I play my video game all the time.
And prove them wrong. I like to prove them wrong. Let's keep reading. Michael and I both had to go to the office. I sat there still angry. My buttons stayed big and flashing. Then I heard Preston's voice. Looks like it's time for some more deep breaths. I took 2 deep breaths, slow breaths. The button stopped flashing. Preston said, when you use pause power, the other kids won't get a big reaction from you. Then they won't get to watch the Gabe temper tantrum show. He was right. I know when I just react, I don't make the best choices. Other people know this too, and they expect me to blow up. So sometimes if they expect you to blow up, kids that aren't making good choices might actually encourage and try to poke your buttons more and more.
That's considered bullying.
Tino, your hand, what can I help you with?
I didn't know if you were showing the picture. It kind of feels like you're not showing the pictures.
You know what? This story has a lot of words in it. That's all.
Okay. It's just, it felt like you're like, not showing the pictures.
All righty. I took 4 more deep breaths and counted backwards slowly. Breathe in, 8, breathe out, 7, and so on. All my buttons, even Preston, disappeared. Then I was calm enough to talk to Mrs. Waters, our principal. The very next day, Elliot kept tapping his pencil during math. Miss Spencer had asked Elliot and me to switch desks so we wouldn't bump elbows anymore. Now I was trying to concentrate and he was so annoying. Tap, 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 tap. Preston appeared on my arm again. You can do this, he said. You can calm your body when you start feeling angry or frustrated. It takes practice. Be aware and let the deep breaths take it from there. You're on your own now. Just remember to use pause power. Everyone ready? Pause power. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Preston disappeared. Maybe I could do it. I took a couple more deep breaths and counted. Tino, did you have your hand raised again, or is this from the last time?
It's from the last time.
Okay, thank you. I felt calm for a few minutes. Then I started worrying, what if I can't do this calm down thing by myself? Then I started worrying, what if I can't do this calm down thing all by myself? Just then, Jace threw a wad piece of paper at me. He had a big grin on his face. That was it. He was pushing my buttons. I jumped up and thought about doing what I usually do. I even imagined myself throwing that wad piece of paper right back at Jace's face. Would that be a good choice? No, that would not be a good choice.
He looks like he's very nervous or sweating.
Yeah, or sweating.
Let's take a guess at what he's going to do. Instead of throwing the wad of paper at Jace's face, what do you think he's going to do? What choice do you think he's going to make, Troy?
I think he's going to say, "Hey, I'm sorry."
What's that?
I think he's going to say, "I'm sorry."
Maybe he'll say, I'm sorry.
And-
What do you think?
I think he'll go to the office.
He'll go to the office and tell the principal. That's good thinking there, Joel. Maybe.
Mhm.
Did you have your hand raised? Okay. All right.
Normal.
Let's find out. But then I imagined what would happen next. I would end up in the cool down spot or maybe even the office. And then the funniest thing happened. Instead of doing what I felt, I remember what Preston had taught me. I took some deep breaths. I was still mad and my body felt tight. But then I started to relax. I counted backwards and my buttons stopped blinking. They got smaller and most of them disappeared. This time, I didn't let myself get upset. I took deep breaths and thought to myself, I can handle this. Since that day, I've been practicing my pause power a lot. Sometimes I even asked to go to the cool down spot when I needed to. Now I understand what the grown-ups and Preston were talking about. I have pause power, and all I have to do is use it to stop, calm down, and think. It isn't easy, but I know it's worth it. Since I've been practicing pausing and making good choices, my buttons aren't so easy to push, and they don't pop out so often. And when I make better choices, people like to be around me, and I make more friends this way. It feels really good.
That is a real change.
Yeah.
It is a real change.
Change.
Well, I feel good most of the time. People will always try to push each other's buttons. But when they try to push mine, I know what to do now. My pause power kicks in. I take some deep breaths and I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I keep doing that until I'm calm and my buttons disappear. Then I can talk calmly and ask for help if I need it. Guess what? It really works. The end.
That was a good story. Yeah, great story.
Great story. I so enjoyed that, guys. Yay. What did you think about the beginning of the story? What did you think about Gabe at the beginning of the story? Jordan, can you tell me what Gabe was like at the beginning of the story?
Mm, it was the days he always got mad.
Yes, he always got mad and he didn't have the self-control that we were talking about. And what happened as he learned these new strategies? What happened throughout that story? Cato, can you answer that for me? What happened towards the end after he learned all of these strategies?
He used pause power, and he figured out a way not to have those buttons pressed anymore.
Yes. Yes. Gabe showed us that it's possible and it's worth it to do this. It is worth it to work on ourselves so that we don't let other people push our buttons and practice that self-control. Very good, guys. I'm going to stop our recording there.